Now, let's talk about us and what we can do about it. There was a very discouraged call on K-Talk this morning. I'm on Friday mornings, 8 o'clock, where I give a summary of the World Affairs Brief. And a very discouraged lady said, you know, this is just so negative. When I talk to people, I want to give them hope. I want to give them hope that we're going to win, because otherwise they just don't want to hear. They just don't. They want positive, thinking. And I wish I could help her, say, but I have to admit, I'm completely pessimistic about winning. Now, and her response was, that means we do nothing, right? No, it doesn't mean that you do nothing. Just because you're losing doesn't mean you do nothing. Look at Moroni. Did Moroni go into the battle, the last battle, saving the Nephite because he thought he was going to win? No, he knew that the entire race was going to die, that he would eventually die along with it, or his father, And yet he still fought. Why do you still fight a losing battle? Because this is a test to see if you're going to develop courage, if you can see right from wrong. The test isn't to be happy. We're told that the purpose of life is to be happy. The purpose of life is to be tested, to be true to the truth. And you only do that through coming up against evil and fighting evil and helping other people to see. That's where you win. You don't win by becoming happy and not having any problems in the world. You win by fighting. You win by learning to argue. You win by learning to think. And so, as I told her, I said, one of your problems is that you probably get very discouraged when people brush you off and you try to tell them about something that's uncomfortably true. And they say, I don't worry about those people anymore. I don't even talk to them. They give me the brush off and they roll their eyes, and I turn around and I talk to someone else who senses that something's wrong. That's how you avoid discouragement. Talk to the people who sense that something's wrong. There's at least some hope there. You have to be careful not to unload everything on them at once. But, give them a little bit of a time and see if it takes. It's just like in missionary work. If you want to convert somebody, you don't just unload the whole thing at once. You give a little bit and see if they respond spiritually. If you do some fellowshipping, see if they respond. If they're not interested, if they don't feel anything attractive about your lifestyle, then you're not going to get to first base. So you see, you want to take things slowly and see if people will respond. And listen to the little still small voice of conscience that tells you nervous feelings if you're pushing too hard, calm feelings if you're doing it just right. But this is a battle of testing that we're in. And there are people out there who need to know the truth, and you can be a vehicle in teaching them the truth. That's one of the reasons why I put out the World Affairs Brief. The World Affairs Brief is my weekly news analysis service, and I do it from a conspiratorial perspective. I try to tell you what the dark side of government is doing, what's behind these moves. It's stuff that you don't get in the mainstream media. At the same time, I try to correct what I think are bogus conspiracy theories so that you don't run off repeating things. How many people have you got these really slick emails that are very conservative sounding about, Obama did this and this and this and this and this, and there's no signature at the bottom. There's no name on it. And they say, pass it on. And you pass it on. Don't do that. There's always errors in it. Anybody who doesn't put their signature on it, there's errors in it, and that's why the signature's not there. They're doing it to make you look silly, so that you pass it to someone who checks, goes to Snopes.com or PolitiFact, and says, look, you just blew it, this is. And it isn't that it's all wrong, it's usually generally true, but there will be specific facts. It's like this email that went around showing a speech by Obama who was talking about locking people up and taking away their liberty and stuff. And everyone said, look, there in black and white, he's saying he's going to take away people's liberty. And it was cut out of context. I went to the original speech, and he was saying, now some people will say, take their liberty away, and so they cut that part off so that it appeared as if he was doing that. Well, Obama is an evil guy. I'm not defending Obama. I'm just saying that was a trap set for conservatives to pass that around, and then some liberal's going to point out, no, you took that out of context, or you get discredited. So just be careful, even though it seems true. There are sites out there, for example, that do nothing but satire. They don't tell you it's satire, They do things and they say, what is it the conservatives really want to believe in? Well, we'll make up a story and have them pass it on, and you get embarrassed. Why am I telling you this? Because you've got to be very careful. You've got to be very careful. You can't leave your brains behind when you're on the internet. You've got to think and listen to nervous feelings that warn you, something's not right there. Get good at listening, because someday when war comes and when you're having to flee and you're having to do, and you're going to depend on having a good conscience of nervous feelings.